Hello guys, this is Usman and welcome back to Tech and Talk C# tutorial series. So today we will start working on a Windows application. It would be basically Windows Form application. So recently I received a couple of queries regarding Windows Forms application. So I have decided to create a sample application and we are going to start working on normal calculator. So let's get started and working on the calculator. So let me add, by the way, we are using the same Tech and Talk solution that we are using for other kind of demos. So let me first create a solution folder and let me rename it with Windows Forms, right? So anything which will be built on Windows Form will have a separate project inside this solution folder. So let me add a new project and it would be a C# project, and let me search it forms, and it will be Windows Form application with .NET framework, right? So let's rename it calculator. We'll extend this further to scientific calculator if we need to. So next thing would be a folder window forms, and inside this window form our calculator project will be reside. So yeah, this is the default form that has been created for us from Visual Studio, and the project structure is like this. We have an app config, we have a startup file which is program.cs, and we have a sample form sorry, so sample form here. So let's go through about the purposes of this file. So first one is program.cs. this is the entry point, the startup of the Windows Form application, and anything regarding this setup, the loads, loading assemblies, loading plugins, creating temporary files, checking for the folders for backup folders, anything that is necessary to start a program. We configure that thing here, and you can see at the third line. Let me zoom in a bit more. So now you have clear look on that. We have, first of all, we have use application or enable view styles. Second thing is compatible text rendering default, and third thing is the basic and the starting of our UI application is we are just creating an instance of our form that you can see here. And if you go to this form, you can see it's just a code behind file. Basically there is a concept that in Windows Form there is a UI, and where the UI, the visual components, you can design and rearrange, and there is a code behind file associated with every form. If you expand this form, you can see right here form 1. Basically this is the code behind file for this UI form. And what does this code behind file contains, we will see in detail later, but let me explain you that anything that is changed through program, we used to write its code here. Let's suppose you want to change the background color, you want to change the title through program, you want to get input in a text field, you want to click a button and want to perform some the actions, everything like that will be written here in code behind file. So yeah, you can see this is a form with a title. We can change this title, we can change this icon, even we can show or hide any of these buttons, and even we can hide the whole frame, the light blue frame you can see, so that only the white part is visible. So it depends on you, or it depends on design that we want to follow. So first of all, let's add a text field here. So the text field is a common control, you can find it inside common controls very easily, and that is it. So we can add a nice text box here, and let's just resize it according to the size of a normal standard calculator. So this is how we can design it, and let's just stop this UI to be resized. So for this purpose, you just need to click on form. Yeah, if you can select the form, you can see all its properties here. So one basic concept is everything on this Windows form application is a control, and each control has its properties and events. So if we can describe this in a way that in this UI, this container is a form which is a control, the text box is a control. If we add a drop down, a combo box, a list view, a grid view, anything from this toolbox, everything is a control. So each control has some properties and some events. So we can configure these properties from the property panel from here and hard code it, or we can change it in our programmatically. So it depends on the requirements. So first of all, let's update its title from form 1 to, you can see the property here, to calculator. You can see the name has been changed, and I don't want to resize it. So if I can find, this maximize box, we need to disable this maximize box, and if we can just control F5 and see, you can see it's not enabled. So this looks perfect for a calculator. So yeah, and what else we can do is, let's start drag dropping the buttons. So let us add some buttons here. Let me see how a calculator looks like regarding its standard. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and these bunch of action buttons. I am copying. I will describe in detail what happens here and why it happens, but later, not right now. Currently, let's just complete our UI for this calculator. Okay, okay, and like this. So let's just select all of them possible. Yeah, we have option here to make the size same by selecting multiple items. So if we go here in format, and this is second option, make same size, and if we select by width, it will make the width same, and for the height it will make the height same. So let's rearrange them by ourselves like this. So I think this size looks more appropriate. And if now we go to make same size, make equal, increase, and let's place them here. All right, so yeah, we have achieved the required results. And if we select them all and move them a bit above like this, and what if we just place them accordingly like this. So there is another property. If you select the text box here and go to the properties panel, and you can see here the anchor, right? You can choose to anchor this thing in this way so that it will be associated with its parent container. As soon as you increase the size of the container, it will increase and decrease accordingly. Yeah, so let me re-show you guys. This is the anchor property. By default, the anchor is set to top and left, and what I have did is I have selected the right as well, so that it is linked with its parent, that is form in this case, and as soon as the size of the form changes, it change with it accordingly. So yeah, this is the basic shape we have achieved, and let us just also name these numbers. So let's start with this one, and let's give it a name of, let's say, I think normally there is 0, Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so let's name it 0. This is 1. This is 2. 3 and 9, right? So I think the font sizes are a bit smaller. Let me select them all and let us go to the font and size. Just resize it to 15. I think 15 is much better. So oops, I forgot to make this 15 as well. Right, so next thing is how we can achieve the click operation on those buttons. So if you double click on this button, like here, you can see that a event has been created for us in code behind file. Basically this is how these events are automatically created when you double click on any control. So these are created mistakenly, so let me remove them all. But you can see now it will give us the errors because in the design file these events are binded automatically. So let me remove the binding as well so that we can get rid of these errors. Yeah, here it is. Let us just rerun for one so that we can see how it looks. Okay, it's looking pretty, and yeah, so let me demonstrate how we can perform the click event on those buttons and how we can code behind. We can add code under these events to handle these click actions. So if I double click this, you can see a click event has been created for me with the prefix of the name of that control, which is by default button 15. So what I am going to do is first of all I am going to again removing that event, and first of all I will change the name of this control. But for let's okay, so I think it should start with the alphabet instead of numbers. So let us use button underscore 0. So yeah, and we will follow the same notation for all those numbers. So let me just double click. Now you can see an event has been created with button underscore 0 underscore click name. So one approach is to create as many as event as many we have the controls on the UI, so which is a dirty approach which will make the confusion and the code length will be increased. So the other approach is to use a same event instant and bind that event to all those buttons actions. So how we can achieve that? We can achieve that with, let me demonstrate it. Let's rename it more generically. So let's rename it like button click handler, right? And you need to copy this from here and you will go to the, sorry, this will give us error because of this one. And if I now go, it is showing normally. So if I select this one and go to the properties, and you can see the thunder sign here, these are the events. So if you click that icon, right, you have the all set of events that are available for this control. And for the click event we have empty. Oops, again mistakenly I did that. Let me clear it again and let me select this one and go to properties. So against that click property, we need to paste that event name, and if I enter, it is set with this event handler. So we will do the same for all those buttons, and let me just select them all like this, and let's go to the properties, the event, and under the click event we can paste that same name of the handler, and the same event handler is now attached with the click event property. So what will happen if any of this button is clicked, the same single event will be called. You can see in demonstration, as well as I am clicking on any of the button, the same event is pointing out. So next thing is how we can differentiate which button is exactly clicked. So for this purpose what we can do is button B or clicked button is equal to sender as button, right? What we are doing, that we are just casting the sender of this event as a button. Now we can differentiate clicked button dot name, right? Let's see what is the name of the button name that is being clicked. So to demonstrate this one, let me add a debug point here, and let's just start debugging. Let's say I have clicked 0, and you can see the clicked button name is button underscore 0, right? One more thing we can do is we can find a text, right? To use debug dot write line, and let's just give it a name of so basically it will show the output in debug mode. Now you can see that the values are being shown in that window, right? We can use this output window for this purpose. All right, so yeah, this is how we can differentiate between these button input, which button is clicked. We can differentiate now very easily. So what we can do is, here we can just convert this one into int32 dot int 16 dot parse, like this. All right, so that we have the output in the form of integer, like this. Now we will have the output in the form of integer, and this integer will be displayed in output window. So yeah, you can see that values are getting output like this. Now that is it for today, and we'll continue in our next lecture. Till then, have a good day. I will push that code in the same Tech and Talk repo. You can clone and see the code. So happy coding, and bye bye.